More stories this hour. The claims of a Swedish journalist have sparked a diplomatic row between Stockholm and Tel Aviv. Donald Bostrom says he can prove Israeli soldiers have been harvesting organs from slain Palestinians. The Swedish Foreign Ministry has refused to comment on Bostrom's claims, citing freedom of speech in the country. RT's Ganesh Chikan reports.
The man who steered Israel's wrath, Swedish journalist Donald Bostrom, says Palestinian mothers have a right to know what Israelis did to their children's bodies and whether their organs were stolen.
This actually happens now. I mean, it's true. I was there, I saw it, the families was telling me, so it's not a story, it's a fact. The fact is they shot the men dead, they made an autopsy, they brought them back in the night, etc., and the family accused Israel.
Bostrom shows me photos of dead Palestinians, which he took himself. It's been a long-running investigation. He talked to dozens of Palestinian families at the beginning of the 1990s and wrote about it in his book. What made him revive the story is the latest scandal involving a rabbi arrested in the U.S. on charges of illegal organs trade.
Now there is a kind of news window, so maybe the time is matured to take it back for discussion. When FBI actually arrested these guys, people are more ready to bring it up to the surface again.
And people are talking about it. Israel is talking about a crisis in relations with Sweden and calls for its government to condemn the article in the Aftonbladet tabloid newspaper, which it sees as anti-Semitic to the core. The response from the Swedish foreign minister came in his blog, and it was no comment. It said journalists in Sweden are free to have their say. Israeli officials accuse Bostrom of bringing up the subject without substantial evidence.
It is intolerable because it is pure racism. The allegations are not based on any testimony. This is pure science fiction. Plus, even if it were true, it would be impossible to use these organs for transplants. So this is pure science fiction, a particularly bad story of science fiction, by the way.
The director of the transplantation unit from the Israeli Hadassah medical organization says organ transplant is a very complicated operation and involves many people. So if something illegal was going on, it would be hard to conceal.
For that to transpire, you would need to have Israeli soldiers who have been trained in transplantation and who are running around with huge amounts of equipment to allow them to harvest organs in the field. These claims harken back to old quote by Goebbels that the bigger the lie, the more people will believe it.
While Israelis see the allegations as an attempt to once again vilify their state, Donald Bostrom says he's not accusing Israel of organ trafficking, but he wants the doubts and fears of Palestinian families to be thoroughly looked into.
In Sweden, the debate is turning into one about the need to protect freedom of expression. For Israel, it's a material that could unleash anti-Semitic aggression. As the two views clash, causing a diplomatic row between the countries, the journalist who's in the middle of it says his job is only about raising questions. Ganesh Chikan, RT, Stockholm.